Boy, hasn't it been a red Sunday indeed. We'll skip on to the details in just a bit, but I'm chuffed, as you can tell. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Man vs Machine, the Criclytics Man vs Machine to be particular on cricket.com. And what a match we have to dissect with Brian Charles Lara. I'm talking about, of course, RCB versus KKR. It was on this day 13 years ago. These two, of course, locked on to the first very game. And RCB, well, today, they certainly steamrolled KKR, should we say. Let's just quickly take a look at the match summary before we ask Brian some of the talking points. And by the looks of things, it was RCB who were in a spot of bother early on, but thanks pretty much to Glenn Maxwell and AB, they got themselves to an overly competitive score. And as you can see in the run chase, KKR capitulated. There were hope spinned and Andre Russell and Eoin Morgan for a brief stay out there, but it wasn't to be. And RCB making it a hat-trick of wins, the first time they've ever done that in IPL history. And that's the perfect way to introduce Brian Lara, because Brian, my smile tells it all.
Yes, congratulations, I must say, and your most emphatic win. The other two wins were close encounters, but this one, you won by a large margin, and I must commend you. A little bit worried about some of the tactics used by Eoin Morgan in the field, and you had Drakovati picking up 2 wickets in his first over, the second over of the game, and we don't see him again. So I don't know. He might have just thought this it would be good to give RCB a hat trick of wins. They've never done it before. But still congratulations. A lot of lovely positive things that I saw in the RCB cricket, and they must be commended for it.
Yeah, Brian, you were of the opinion that they haven't, of course, played their best cricket yet in the first 2 games. Were you of the opinion that they were actually 100% today?
Yeah, this is close, and winning a game without Virat Kohli's contribution is always a big boost for any team. If you can do that and the main man did not contribute, that is great news. That's how I look at it. He might be disappointed that he didn't score runs, but I'm almost sure he's now starting to get a lot more comfort, and that actually may help his batting. But anyway, it seems that with the presence of Maxwell, that he is batting a certain way now, which is great. He's scoring a strike rate of 150 in the opening overs. Whenever Maxwell comes in the wicket and meets him, he slows down and Maxwell takes over. That's great planning. So I think, it's a very clinical victory, and it's something now that I would say they deserve to be on top of the table.
Yeah, pertinent points, Brian, indeed. Let's talk about KKR for a bit here, because if you were Brendan McCullum tonight, what would you be scratching your head about the most?
I think, how do you allow a team that's 2 down, in 2 overs, off the hook? Teams can recover. A chip hook, you can recover, you can get 140. I felt that it was a day game, that 150, 160 was actually a lot of runs. Beat a day game and the pitch is dry and there's no dew factor. You might be even looking at the lesser total, but it was actually the opposite way around. Yes, the pitch did play slightly better, but I just felt that there is no great energy in the field from KKR. They were just, Maxwell and company were just made to do as they please throughout. They weren't placed under a lot of pressure at all. Just one particular over, Shakib Al Hassan bowling the 6th over. Maybe the least potent bowler in the entire attack. You give him the last over of the power play. Something had to be wrong. I didn't understand that move.
Okay, of course there was KKR fans baffled by what went on Super Sunday, but what else went on Super Sunday was Brian, of course, losing to Criclytics, and before he goes and comes back after a month, it's 12-12. Let me just break that news to Brian right now, because he had a brilliant lead. He got off to a sensational start, 10-4. I think he had the lead and the wood over the machine, but it's crept back slowly, Brian.
Well, first of all, when you're coming up against a machine, you got to give him first choice. So a lot of the occasions, I may feel a little inclined towards that side, but it's a competition, and I felt that I made some good choices, and they didn't come true. I think this defeat was actually one that I have to sort of take my hat off and say, I was totally stunned by the result, and I have to accept defeat. But a lot of them, questionable. In my little break, I'll be meeting with the rules committee to see if I can change a few things, and if if I nominate players and they're not playing, how could I lose out? These things are a bit unfair.
No, I think we'll look at the laws, of course, about Criclytics, because cricket is a game without rules and laws, so we'll dive deep, we promise you that, but we love the humility. Let's move on to your predictions, because, of course, the machine called it wrong, and so did you, Brian, in terms of the KKR batsmen out there, albeit the batsman pick, because you went for Lara I Criclytics, the machine went for Nitish Rana, but it was Eoin Morgan, believe it or not, who scored 29 runs. Could he have taken the game probably closer, or maybe even on his day finished the game for his team?
Well, I mean, I don't know if he has the skill level to do so. I know they talk a very big game. They talk about out and out attack and matchups, and this is how you have to play, and this is the way we're going to play dying, and we'd rather lose by 70 runs than to lose by 25 runs. A lot of talk, but at the end of the day, this T20 game, you need to have a proper head on your shoulders to get over the line. And if I could just make a comparison, a couple of games ago, they had 48 runs or 50 runs in 48 balls, and they just went about helter-skelter and lost the game. Today, it was 10 runs and over plus, and I see a different approach where, they weren't going helter-skelter when they should have been going helter-skelter against certain bowlers. And, it's kind of strange, but, that's how KKR plays their cricket. And you never know. Tomorrow they can come out and beat the best team. They could roll over the RCBs and the Mumbai Indians, and that's how they play their cricket. Unpredictable.
Unpredictable and puzzling, Brian.
I would say no, not unpredictable. Predictable. Sorry.
I just love the banter in terms of not just with me and the Robop against, of course, these teams who get it wrong, and KKR certainly got it wrong. Another thing which was, of course, wrongly predicted was the bowlers by both Criclytics and Brian Lara on this occasion. Now, Brian went for Pat Cummins, Criclytics went for Harsha Patel, but it's eventually Kyle Jamieson, who was expensive on the day out, 3 for 41. He got the crucial scalps as well. What do you make of Kyle Jamieson? Is he taken to the IPL like a duck to water, or is it still too premature to judge him?
No, I think obviously he has a few assets that other bowlers don't have. He's fresh into the IPL. One, he is coming from a very from a height, a trajectory that will always trouble a lot of batsmen. But yes, he's coming here and he showed a level of professionalism. He shows like if he's an old soldier, just going about his trade. He's performed very, very well. And credit must be given to him. He might have been looking at a lot of IPL, and a lot of these players that are coming into the IPL. Just remember, this is a dream. This is like, back in the day when I used to sit and just dream about playing for the West Indies cricket team. I think a lot of youngsters around the world dream about playing in the IPL. So this year, coming on this stage, these guys are not going to come in short of work. They're going to come in to make a statement, and they want to stick around for a while, and he has done a tremendous job, Jamieson.
Yeah, talk about the toughest T20, and he's thriving in it so far, and may that continue from an RCB perspective. All-rounders, and there was one man who stole the show, the big show, Glenn Maxwell. You went for Shakib. The machine, of course, called it wrong in this case. Maxwell, just speak about Maxwell, Brian, because he's such an integral part of this RCB team by the looks of things.
Yes, most definitely. Just 2020, you look at the batting order where Virat Kohli and De Villiers, and they were shuffling and wanted to know who was going to bat when and who they've got to save. Now they've put somebody bang in the middle of those two players, which serves the team very well. Virat Kohli can now play with the assurance that there's somebody in the middle that's going to hold things together and still score at a quick rate and set the game up for AB de Villiers at the end. And that is just, the runs is a big, big bonus. He's there to score runs. But just the comfort of knowing that they have a player of that caliber in the middle there eases the pressure on AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli, a pressure that they've been carrying for quite some time.
Yeah, Maxwell, his strike rate against spin, those reverse ramps and whatnot, those switch hits is just breathtaking to see. Moving on to the wicket keepers then, Brian, because of course all three winners in this regard, with regards to Criclytics, you and of course me, have also gone for AB de Villiers, and AB de Villiers it was 76 breathtaking runs.
Yeah, just amazing the way how he performed. Again, it's so astonishing that the guy just playing just one professional league a year that takes place for 6 to 8 weeks, just one part of the year, and he's able to get himself fully fit, motivated to do so. It's just amazing. And he's there and he's got a job to do, and he does it professionally every single time. There's no gimmicks when it comes to AB de Villiers. He gets the job done. He goes out there, he gives 110% with the glove in his hands. He gives 110% with the bat in his hands. And if you take the glove and you put him in the outfield, he's one of the best there as well. True professional. Nothing else I can say about that.
I agree with you, and of course we'll wait and watch if he actually goes out in the field, because there's Mohammad Azharuddin waiting, and of course Finn Allen, who can keep a bit. So let's see how RCB shuffle their cards. And a fun fact for you guys watching this back home, AB de Villiers bagged the man of the match today. No prizes for guessing, but the more important thing here is that that's the most amount of man of the matches accumulated in an IPL by a single player, and that's AB de Villiers, a 23rd man of the match. That is a stat of the day, of course, if there ever was one. Finally, this is where it was won and lost between Brian in terms of the Criclytics and the robot and him. The match result, he went for Kolkata. Maybe it was an ego against the robot, but the robot called it right. Eventually seeing it 2-1, eventually seeing it 12-12, Brian. It's been fun with you in this journey in Criclytics. What do you have to say about it, and your final word, please?
It's been special. I mean, coming up against a machine, and that the stats gonna lean towards the records of themes, and when that's all churn up and the machines throw something out, I don't know if he's throwing out something that has feelings and emotions and stuff like that. I went for players that I felt, I went for Rhythm and Sahar, back then, because I feel that this man has to come good. He played so well last year. So it is great competition, but it just shows you, the trends of what a machine will choose compared to, me emotionally getting involved. So it was a lot of fun. As the tournament gets a bit older and I have this month break to come back, I'll be coming back with a lot of stats. I'll be coming back with teams that are old in the tournament, and I feel that when that machine starts churning out those names, I think I'll be doing a lot better when that time comes around again. But it's been a lot of fun. I look forward to Mark Butcher and seeing if he can sort of maintain some sort of equilibrium or some kind of fight against the machine over the next few weeks. And I'm ready to take over the reins when that's over.
Brian, let me just add that Mark, of course, has not got off to a flyer like you did. He's lost the first round 4-1. But we'll see how that prevails going forward. But it's been fun, like I said, chatting with you every day and getting this experience as well personally to just talk to one of the finest batsmen I've looked up. It's been absolutely terrific. And Brian, a word of Manchester United as well before we go, because it's been a red Sunday, like I said. 3-1 winners over Burnley. You must be chuffed, right?
Yeah. I mean, no secret, Dwight York has been my best friend since I was a little kid. The first team I've ever supported was Tottenham Hotspurs many, many years ago. I lived in a village called Santa Cruz in Trinidad, and we were called Santa Cruz Hotspurs. And then my association with English football went to Aston Villa because of Dwight York, and it went to Manchester United because of Dwight York. So I have a little soft spot in my heart for Manchester United. It's impossible to close the gap against Man City, but when the Red Devils play football, you have to take note. So congratulations to them. Congratulations to you. I know you're dead in red almost every night, so I know who you're supporting.
Well, we appreciate your time, Lara, and we'll see you soon, I think in a month's time. But until then, take care, stay safe, and of course, good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Cheers. I mean, it's just something to talk to the man every day. It's just part of my job. Occupational hazard is what some people call it, but I just call it embrace it. At the end of the day, Criclytics is something that you guys should embrace back home. It's enough of me and this banter right now. I'll get out and you deserve a glass of water early. Until then, it's a goodbye from me.